Good afternoon, family, and my name is Evangelist Grace. I welcome you to the channel, and for all of you that have visited before and are subscribers or considering subscribing, I welcome you. I need you. Thank you all for returning. If you have not seen the video prior to this one, it is an upload video, faceless, of course, as this is, because of my dental work, and I want you to see the before and after. This is the after I'm filming now, and I want you to go back and watch the other video so you can see what it looks like. And now it is decluttered and clean. I thank the Lord. This is glorious decor and more with Evangelist Grace. However, we've been doing the more DIYs, more cleaning motivation, more outside gardening. We've been doing a lot more than decorating. But today, I have cleaned the room, decluttered this room, and I have decorated this room. Got a few little things to do, but most of it is completed. Amen. This is the room, and I call it the blue room. This is my table with my pictures, etc. on it. A lamp that I got from an outside flea market. And here we are. And I pivot on around. And you see my trusty teddy bear sitting there waiting for me to hug her. And this is, of course, a shelf that normally you would put in your bathroom over your toilet. But I didn't want it in there and really wasn't enough room. So I used the small one in there, and I used this one as a bookshelf here in this extra bedroom. I pivot on around, and these pictures came from another thrift store. But I love the birds. The birds came from my mother's home, and she transitioned to heaven, and I took the birds and I put them here, and I simply love it. Another plaque that was hers is these plaques. They're made out of wood. They are old as I am, and that's a long time. And I hung them here for remembrance of my mother. This is a picture that was gifted to me from a woman that I used to work for. She sold her building, and they were cleaning out to move in with her mother, and she gave me this beautiful picture, and I love it. Okay, I'm pivoting on around. There's the other shelf, the other bird, the other little thrift store picture. And here we see a coat hat, and I'm using it for hat stand. These hats belonged to my husband. He transitioned, and I kept the hats, and I kept them hanging here so that I could walk in here and peep at them and remember the good times, the struggling times, every time we had with each other, every moment, and enjoy. Here's another gifted portrait. This came from one of my clients, and she was throwing them out. I asked, could I have them? And she said, yes, I have two of them. I have this one, and if I go back around, I have this one. They're basically the same, just a little difference between them. But I thank her, and I love her, and I sent her thank you just the other day. But I've had these pictures for some time now. Now here we are at my desk. Of course, the desk is white. I DIY'd the chair and painted it white. It already had that pillow in it, and it has a small stain, but I'm hoping that it will come out. I've left it to soak many times, and it hasn't, but no one sits in it but me. No one has to see it but me. But here is the old stain that it had. It looks like tea or something to drink. But in any event, I'm going to try one more thing. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to throw the throw blanket, which is here. And it was gifted to me from a person that transitioned a few years ago. And I just throw that over there to cover it and everything. However, I wanted to give a special notice. I have a laptop. Although I struggle to know how to use technology, I'm glad to have it. I don't have Wi-Fi or anything yet to use it, but I'll get there. This is a monthly low-income fixed budget channel, and I can only do so much. Here are the curtains I got. Now, I've had these curtains. If you all remember when Fred's was open, I got these from there. The manager had a layaway plan at the time, and I laid away 4 pair of curtains, and I still have them. And you know how long ago it's been that they closed. And I pivot on around, and you see my printer, and I thank God for it. It came from Walmart a few years back, as did the laptop. But I'm going to get there. Amen. So that's the printer and my receipt book and everything, because I used to have a flea market and I kept the receipts and stuff just in case. Here is another wall. I spray painted that basket and the sconces, DIY'd them, and placed them in here because after all, this is a blue room. Here is a coat rack, I guess you would call it, towel rack. Just a rack that I use to hang up things in here. When my husband was alive, he put his hats there. This is the final wall of the room. And you can see it has some low-income pictures I got from the dollar store, and I hung them here, and they are beautiful. The large one in the middle says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Philippians 4:13. And I keep this here as a reminder. This one says, "Feathers appear when angels are near." And guys, I was grieving, and I actually did find a white feather on my pillow and a white feather in the middle of my bed. That was shortly after my husband transitioned. And so it was no way it could have came from any place else. Either he put it there, the angels, so you can believe it or not. But here is the other picture that I hung. It says, "Rejoice in hope. Be patient in your tribulation. Be constant in prayer." That's what I've had to do to survive here. And I'll tell you the story about this mobile home at a later date. This picture, actually, I broke the glass that was in it, but you can't tell, and I still loved it, so I kept it in here. This was given to me years and years ago, but it's been a comfort. It says, "Great strength comes from faith in God." And if you don't remember anything else, please remember that. Now, here is a mirror that I have just standing on the wall, and yes, it has scratched some of the paint and everything, but I wanted to protect it, so I put it in here where there's not very much traffic, and I use it. It goes to my bedroom set in my primary bedroom. However, it is too tall to sit on top of the dresser, so I put it back here. I don't want to hang it on the wall because it's really, really heavy, and I don't want it to fall and break. These are mobile home manufactured walls, okay? Now, in that hallway, that's junk that I took out of here and got to get rid of. This is a floral arrangement that I DIY'd last spring. And I've been taking flowers off of here to DIY other projects, but this is what is left, and I just hung it on the door there. Here I have a scarf that belonged to my mother, and I'm using it as a handle, and it helps me to remember her because she would open the door of her heart to not just Jesus, but for those in need. She had the world's biggest heart, and I think that's where I got it from. But anyway, we're concluding this video. Again, pray for me. I'll pray for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, interact. Give me hearts, thumbs up. And consider subscribing and telling your friends and family and loved ones, church members about the channel so they can consider and we can grow and be monetized. But again, I thank you all for coming. Please come back because you know I will be back. God bless you all. And may the blessings of Sarah and Abraham come upon you and overtake you to the overflow. I love you. Y'all come back because I will be back. Bye for now.